Posted by user Liquid Gold 83. Posted on r/glitch in the matrix 3 years ago. Title goes, I died last night, but I'm still here. So this actually happened last week. It just took me some time to come to terms with it. I got a phone call from my next door neighbor late in the evening asking if I could help him move a mattress into his upstairs. His mom is ill and has a big, heavy sleep number bed. I, of course, ran over there to help because they're great neighbors. I get over there and his friend, who is also a priest, was there to help. I helped them figure out how to separate the mattress from the bed so we could fit it upstairs. We get it all moved up and back in place. Or my neighbor asked if I could help them move and Evermore upstairs too. I think nothing of it, and we pull it out of his travel trailer and start bringing it up the front of the stairs. This is where I died. The front stairs are 11 steps. I was in the lower end of the armoire, about 6 steps up, when my neighbor and his friend lose a handle and it comes crashing down on me, and I fall backwards towards the pavement. I then wake up in my dining room to my phone ringing and my wife asking me if I'm going to answer the phone. It's my neighbor asking me if I could help him move a bed upstairs for his mom. I go over there and meet his priest friend again. As this had been my first time I met him, I say I can help with the bed, but I cannot help with the armoire. My neighbor was like, how'd you know about the armoire? I then proceeded to tell him, I'm pretty sure I just died. I spent the next hour talking with the priest. He had so many questions. My neighbor didn't believe it until I described the upstairs bedroom in perfect detail down to the metal mattress frame on the floor and the posted by user Hornus69. That's a very interesting name. Also posted on the subreddit r/glitch in the matrix. Title goes, something is wrong with my girlfriend. Me, male 26, and my girlfriend, female 25, have been living together in an apartment for 2.5 years. Everything has been normal until quarantine started around 4 weeks ago, when I started noticing some odd things. For instance, for the last 3 weeks or so, my girlfriend has been putting sugar in her morning coffee, while throughout our entire relationship, she's always been very much against it. It may seem like a small detail, but she's always been complaining about how I don't know what real coffee is since I put quite a lot of sugar. On the first day I saw her drinking coffee with sugar, I asked her why would she do that, and she looked at me weirded out and said something like, what are you talking about? I've always been putting sugar in my coffee. I felt a bit confused for a moment, but then we started talking about some other things, so I didn't think any more about it until the morning after, when she did the exact same thing and had once again the same reaction. Fast forward a few days, and another odd thing happens. We were having sex, and she suddenly suggested a sex pose that we had already tried once, but it had gone wrong, and it hurt her a lot, so we had simply decided not to try it anymore. Naturally, I was very surprised with her suggestion, and reminded her of the time when it went wrong, and she just completely dismissed it, saying that I probably mixed her up with some ex-girlfriend, or that I was just tripping. When we did the pose, and we actually enjoyed it. Today, the weirdest thing happened, which is the reason why I'm writing this post. In the afternoon, I was working at home. I'm employed as a PhD student at the computer science department of university. When my girlfriend asked me what's up with the guy who I've never heard of before, I asked her who is she referring to. She said, well, it's that colleague of yours who you always talk about. The one from the company where you're employed at. I froze and asked her to repeat. And she said the exact same thing all over again. Then I told her that I don't work at any company, nor have ever worked at any company since I started a PhD straight after my master's degree. At this point, she also completely froze, and we were just staring at each other, completely confused and shocked for a few moments. She then asked me, WTF is going on? And I reminded her about the coffee thing and about the sex pose, and that I don't know anymore what is going on. At that point, she started crying too and asked, what is wrong with us? Nor she, nor me, nor anyone in both families have ever had any mental problems in the past. We don't know what to do about this. Can anyone explain what's wrong with us? Now, what I think is wrong with them is, this is posted on the Glitch in the Matrix story. Something's telling me that at some point, some other universe or something might have happened, might have collided, or something must have happened, and it altered the events of both of these timelines. And now instead of the girlfriend hating putting sugar in coffee, she now likes it. Maybe the girlfriends got switched out somehow, and she is thinking that this is the boyfriend from like a whole other universe. I don't know. That's a pretty interesting topic to really think about, honestly. But we're gonna get to the next story. So, all right, this was posted by a user whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce because it is very difficult. So on the video, I will make sure to put their username so you guys can see it, because you can hear me say the other people's ones, but this one I literally cannot pronounce. I'm sorry. This was posted to Glitch of the Matrix 5 hours ago. I decided to go by top post on this week because I was doing the top post of all time, and some of them were from like 3-4 years ago. So this one's 5 hours ago. Title goes, Sister and I stepped outside, but it wasn't the real outside. My younger sister and I have always been very close. We've experienced a few very strange, seemingly impossible events throughout our lives, and tonight seems like a good time to share one. I tried posting this one a year ago, but I included an event from when we were at too young of an age to post about it in the sub, so it got removed. I will only write about one event that happened when I was 18 and my sister was 15. One evening, my sister and I were going to go outside to do something in our backyard. We would be going out through the door of the garage on the side of the house. We lived in town at this point in our lives, so there were other houses around. Our neighbor's house would probably be around 15-20 feet from the side of the door of the garage that we would be opening to go outside like we do every other day. This time, when we opened the door to go outside, something very strange yet familiar happened. We opened the door and barely stepped outside when we were immediately met with impossibly strong winds and surrounded by tall prairie grass. It was as if we opened the door to the middle of a wide open field of tall grass in the middle of a violent windstorm. All we could hear was the aggressive rustling of the grass from the wind. We couldn't see any further than our own yard. We immediately bolted back inside and slammed the door closed behind us. When we got back inside, everything was completely normal. We both knew that what happened was unreal, but yet it was basically the same exact thing that had happened 10 years prior when we lived out on a farm in the middle of nowhere. We knew it was weird, but it was as if we both just wouldn't accept it was real. Or maybe we both just didn't want it to be real. It wasn't until the last few years, basically 10 years later, that I've been more into mystical, strange, glitch in the Matrix type stuff, that I've really taken the time to slow down and think deeply about how strange it is how strange it is that, as well as some other events, have actually happened in my own personal life. We've talked about it a few times in the past couple of years. We will occasionally confirm with each other that it really was real, while we both being kind of baffled at the insanity of it, while simultaneously not being very put off because it's not even close to the weirdest thing that has happened to us. Lol. I'm curious if anyone has ever heard of anything like this or have any ideas what could have happened. I can't say for sure if it was a super vivid, that we were in a completely different world / landscape, that we felt, heard, and experienced. I only know that we both experienced the same thing, and we both knew immediately. We also knew it was the same thing and that we had experienced before. The tall grass and the heavy wind each time seemed to trigger a fight or flight response, as we would both immediately intuitively, I don't even know how to pronounce that word, understand that we are both connected in this experience, feeling the same thing, and we would both immediately be sprinting away to safety without having to say a word. Now, what I'm getting from this story, since this is the last story, I'm going to talk a bit. From what I'm getting from this story, it seems as if when they lived out in the farm 10 years prior, it says they experienced this exact same thing. Tall prairie grass with heavy winds. It's almost as if they opened the door back in time and experienced it again and then got out of there. Considering that they're not in the farm, they're in a city. We all know that if you're in a city, you're not going to experience tall grass and super heavy winds. Like, you can experience super heavy winds, but you're not going to experience tall prairie grass, because if you live in a neighborhood, some neighborhoods have requirements for how high your grass can go, and usually you have to keep it cut. So, yeah, this is definitely a very weird story, but I like it. And that will be the end of this video. I will see you guys next time. Actually, I'll see you guys next week. I hope you guys have a great night or a good day. Sleep well. Hope you had sweet dreams. Whatever. I'm going to see you guys next time. I'm head out. So, peace.